Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I am doing a rant review. Now, I don't do book reviews much. I really want to do more because I enjoy talking specifically about one book and then we get a little bit more depth. But most of the time it's just too much effort if we're being honest. However, this one deserves it. This one deserves to be roasted over an open fire. In the sweltering heat of the Sahara. In the summer. Now, let me explain. This book is called Three Ordinary Girls by Tim Brady. It is the story of three Dutch teenagers in the resistance during World War II in the Netherlands. These girls are amazing. They seduce Nazis, they kill them, they help smuggle in guns and food and people out of the country. All of that. They're amazing, their story is amazing, and they are brilliant, and I cannot imagine the fortitude it would take to do that. Hopefully in my life I never have to, but you never know, especially given the current global situation. Moving on from one horror and back into an older horror, again, these girls' story is amazing, but, and this is a huge but, there are better books. So, I looked up their names on Amazon just to see what else I could find, right? And I found three off the bat. First one is D-Day Girls, The Spies Who Armed the Resistance by Sarah Rose. That one talks about them. Seducing and Killing Nazis, Honey, Truce, and Freddie by Sophie Poldermans. That one specifically talks about all three. And it is by a woman, which I would prefer. And The Redhead of Auschwitz, A True Story by Nakama Birnbaum. Now, all three of those are on my list and I will read them at some point. Let's see. I want to get their names correct. Oh, fun. Okay, so two of them are sisters. There's Truce and Freddie Overstegen. Like I said, sisters. And then apparently Sophie knew them. That's cool. And then there is Honey Shaft, who is the redhead. For mostly, being alive reasons, Truce wrote her own autobiography, which is how autobiographies work, but Truce wrote her own life story. She lived until 20 teens. And, well, so did Freddie. It is in Dutch, which means I can't read it firsthand, and I couldn't, it was 5 minutes of Googling, so it wasn't intrepid exploring into the Google or anything, but I couldn't find an easily available copy in English. However, I'm quite sure there is someone somewhere who has translated it or will translate it, or for worst case, I'll learn Dutch. Don't care, I would love to read these girls' stories. So yeah, those are their names. Truce, Freddie, and Honey. Now, let's, oh god, I can't with this man. So, oh god. This book tells the story of Truce, Honey, and Freddie, right in their teenagers, World War II, Netherlands. Germany invades them and they have to either put up with or collaborate with the Germans, which a fair number of people did all across Europe, or you fight them, which a fair number of people did all across Europe. These three girls obviously chose to fight. They became part of the resistance, not the Renaissance, the resistance. They killed Nazis, they seduced Nazis, you name it, they did it. Amazing. However, this book, how many pages is this fucking facsimile of a biography? It is 336 pages. It was, to be clear, published in 2021. My working theory at the moment, and for the past month, has been that this was this old white man's pandemic project, and he went with, we are locked down in the States. We were never actually locked down, like not Italy level. We were, please stay in your homes, but essential workers can still go, and we still went out to restaurants and God knows what. Like, come on people. We were not locked down. We were encouraged to stay home at most. Anyway, I'm quite sure that this was his, I've got nothing else to do, let's look up these three teenage girls and see what they did, and we're gonna write a book about it because I am award-winning. He should not be award-winning. Based on this one book, I will never read anything by him again because it was god-awful. Oh my god. I get very heated when I talk about this book because these girls deserve so much better storytelling. So much better. Which is why I mentioned those 3 books at the beginning. Because it just... It's fine, it's not fine. I'm seething inside, in case you couldn't tell. But anyway, so to start off with, right, it's 336 pages, which means with bibliography and all that stuff, all of the, like, 3 things he cited. I kid you not, this man cited the autobiography of Truce. I think he cited maybe the letters of Hani, and maybe one other thing. So he might have cited 5 sources in the entirety of the book. Maybe 7 with the 2 that made me very angry. There were Instagram stories of me losing my shit because this man clearly doesn't know what the fuck a research book is. Look, I complain sometimes, right, about historical nonfiction not including enough bibliographies or not including enough sites. For a lawyer, citation is, the end-all be-all and we have to cite every sentence. Historical nonfiction is not like that, and every time I go into those books I have to remind myself of that, but I do fairly quickly, and it's okay because they have sites, they have multiple sources, they do a good job of citing, they have editors who don't put up with bullshit, largely. At least the books that I read. This man should have maybe hired like a high schooler to write the book for him, or research it or something, because it would have been better. Now, first and biggest fucking problem I have with this is Wikipedia. I don't have a problem with Wikipedia, to be clear. I know it is actually a surprisingly accurate source of information. I also know, however, that since I graduated high school 10 plus years ago, it has not changed that Wikipedia is not your end-all be-all primary source of information. It should be a starting point, and that's it. You look at Wikipedia and go, hey, they have a bibliography at the bottom of the webpage, and you click on those sources of information, right? Right. You would think. You want to know how many times this man cited Wikipedia in this fucking book? 5. Not once, not twice, 5 times. Yes, I am very angry at this old white man, because I think he was completely incompetent and lazy as fuck. It's not hard. It is not hard to click on the fucking bibliography. You can control F shit in Google Books. Half of the things he used are maybe not out of copyright. I mean, Truce's autobiography is obviously not going to be out of copyright, but like, I guarantee you can call somebody up in the Netherlands, and if we're all sitting at home, and they were more so over there anyway, if we're all sitting at home, somebody will go, yeah, I've got some time. But no, he cited Wikipedia 5 times as the end-all be-all. And I checked those pages. There were multiple links at the bottom to better sources that he could have used, like academic fucking sources. So that's problem number 1 with this. You want to know my second big issue with this? He cited Google Translate. As opposed to calling up any Dutch professor at a university in 2020 and going, hey, I just need a couple words translated, like a paragraph at most. No, he plugged them into Google Translate and then adjusted it himself. To my knowledge, this man does not speak Dutch. He did not say he speaks Dutch anywhere in this. And yet, he thought that Google Translate was an okay, appropriate method of translating somebody else's letters. In case I'm not being clear, Wikipedia and Google Translate are not academically accepted citable sources. And I haven't been in college or law school for 5 years. So let's just go there. Then, also, obviously written by a man about 3 teenage girls. You can tell I'm very heated because I can't even relax enough to lean back. It's about 3 teenage girls, right? But it is written by a white man. And there were moments when he kind of went, you can only imagine what they would have been feeling, right, in terms of walking the streets alone after dark, or potentially being raped, or that sexual assault kind of stuff, which felt like a cop-out, 1, and also felt almost insensitive, because it shouldn't be something you go, oh, well, just imagine what they felt. It should be something that warrants some discussion, right, and a woman would have put that in. But this man, lazy fuck that he is, did not. So I didn't like that. Yeah, I'm so angry. This was, in my own words, in my review, a half-hearted attempt at a biography, and these girls deserve so much better. So let me just remind you at the end of this very long rant, like, it wasn't even well written, right? I could have written this in high school and I could have written it more eloquently. It sounded like he was 20 years old, which is not high school level. I know, that is college here. Desperately trying to write a paper for his history class that he forgot to do a week ago. That is the level of writing and competence in this book from an award-winning author. And yes, I use quotes because fuck, who gave him awards? It's, oh god, I am still very angry about it, and I will probably remain angry about this for the rest of my life. Ultimately, I gave this book 1.5 stars because, as I said in my February wrap-up, these girls' stories are amazing and I want to learn more about them. I will be reading these 3 books that I'm about to mention. Hi, dog. Their stories, their bravery, their amazingness, 10 out of 10. This man's incompetence, negative 12. So it balances out for the review of this book, which was a half-hearted attempt at a biography in 2020 because he got bored and decided that Wikipedia was an acceptable academic fucking source. Now, the 3 books that you should go read, because I guarantee they'll be better, are The Redhead of Auschwitz by Nakama Birnbaum, Seducing and Killing Nazis, Honey, Truce, and Freddie by Sophie Poldermans. And that one is about all 3 of them. I think that is essentially the biography I should have been reading, but I didn't know about it. I do now. All it took was a quick Google. This one I read because I had it on the Kindle from my library, and then the Kindle went back, and it turns out that I was back in the state because I got it for Christmas, and they have a physical copy, so I was like, oh yeah, that sounded like a good book. It does sound like a good book. Again, I want to learn more about these girls. Just don't read this book. For the love of God, do not read 3 Ordinary Girls. Read The Redhead of Auschwitz, Seducing and Killing Nazis, Honey, Truce, and Freddie, or D-Day Girls, The Spies Who Armed the Resistance. Any one of those 3 will be an amazing book, because they will not cite Wikipedia, and if they do, I may have to burn a book, which is not something I ever thought I would say in my life. Although, to be fair, if I was gonna burn another book, it would definitely be Catcher in the Rye. That is all of the not good things I have to say about this man and his inability to write, 2020 notwithstanding. And in the meantime, I will see you in my next video. Bye.